boot, 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 bobbing along.
Hi, we're Stuart and Emmie, and we're child-free after infertility. So we decided to change our life plans and moved on to a narrowboat. We're sharing our adventures here, and you're welcome to join us.
You're joining us halfway down Heartbreak Hill. In our last video, we realised we needed to turn around and go back the way we came. So we'll be doing that, just not very smoothly. Okay, I'm going to be doing this reverse and turning around. A big practicing moment. It's not something I've done a lot. Fingers crossed. I think this is where I'm going to be turning around. So I just need to go back a little bit.
Okay, get the back there, please. Oh. Okay, watch the front now because you're going forwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we're starting to turn the other way now. Oh. Don't worry about going on back.
No?
I don't think you need. Oh, well, can't hurt. Yeah. Alright?
I did it! I've lost my voice a bit, I think.
It was tight actually, and I think it's really shallow in this end.
I'm quite proud of that. I felt a little over-instructed, but thank you for your support.
Sorry. It was only because I didn't want us to like ram the fence or anything.
And I did not.
You didn't.
Well, we're stuck in the lock. I should have trusted my gut because this one had a sign on it saying it was narrower, and even though we should be narrow enough, I really didn't want to use this lock. But Stu opened this lock because someone had just come down it, and I should have just said something because now we're stuck in the lock. He got us out though, hooray!
Well, that was about as much fun as punching myself in the face. I am absolutely covered. You can't really see it. I'm covered in this browny red sludge all down one side of me. I've battered Annie. I had to cut off one of the fenders. I couldn't pull it out because it was stuck on the rubbing band there, so I had to hit it in with the pole, and I did try and hook it out, but I couldn't get it, and I was on the border of trapped between the lock and the gunnels, and so, you know, one slip and I could have got a trapped leg. So I risk putting a fender into the canal for not decimating myself. So I smell. My clothes are all ruined and quite angry. Not Emmie's fault, not at all. It's my fault, more so, because I was looking at the lock and thought it was okay. She actually didn't think it was okay. and I just figured it would be easier to go in a tight lock than to empty out the other lock. Muddy. I keep meaning to get you to take a picture of me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better?
Muddy and a bit irritable is probably the fair way to put it.
Shall we moor up along here?
Or up somewhere, I suppose.
Got water in our bilge, possibly from the weed hatch with all the reversing.
No, it's definitely from the weed hatch.
Okay, definitely from the weed hatch, probably from all the reversing. Stu's just found this packing plastic wrapped around our prop. So we're here in Road Heath and we're going to Alsager?
Yeah, I don't know. If we can cross over, if we can get through here, great. If not, we might have to wander up there and then go that way.
Okay. We're going somewhere that has a laundrette and a place we might be able to get an air horn.
We need an air horn because we'll be going through Harecastle Tunnel in a few days. And the last time we went through, they kindly lent us an air horn because they said our actual horn wasn't loud enough to be heard inside the tunnel.
The car shop was very nice, but they don't have an air horn. And they don't have weed hatch seal. Well, that you know, understandable.
Yeah.
But we do know how to pronounce the town's name now. It's Alsager.
What a day! It started out with like a little disappointment but mild optimism, and went to a really difficult cruise for only going. We could probably walk back in about half an hour for how far we actually came. But we did 2 locks eventually. We turned around.
I turned around!
Emmie did a turning.
The first lock was fine, wasn't it?
No, the first lock was the one we got stuck in.
Oh.
We immediately got stuck in a lock. You were going in quite nicely, a little fast, but quite nicely. And we just wedged in by the fenders. I had to pin myself between the boat and the wall and use the wall basically as leverage to, well, I had to cut the fender off and then use the wall as leverage to shove the fender down, and then you managed to get her free reversing. And you did actually a really good job as well, reversing out of the lock and setting yourself up for the next one.
I mean, I'm just relieved that we freed ourselves, really. I'm just really relieved that we're free, and I'm mostly upset that we lost the fender in the lock because I'm worried about it going into someone's prop or something. I don't know, just littering in the lock, but there was nothing we could have done once we did that. And it's just a reminder that we shouldn't really have had the fenders down, because we take the removable ones off, but the ones that are tied on, we tend to leave them, and it's never been a problem before. But this is a reminder that some locks are narrow, I guess.
Most locks have got like about a foot or so of give. It certainly feels like one of them learning experiences that you hear about.
Yeah. So then we successfully did the next lock, and found a nice place to moor.
But when we looked into the engine bay, because after you finish a cruise, you have a look inside and you turn the stern gland greaser to grease the stern gland.
Yeah.
It fills the spaces with grease, doesn't it? So that nothing's leaky. But yeah, the bilge was quite a lot of water in it.
It wasn't horrendous,
but it was substantially more than usual.
We haven't really had any for a long time. We've had like a few after a long cruise. We might have like a little bit of residual water in there because something hits the propeller or whatever and bangs on the weed hatch, and it bangs up, but it should seal again.
So basically, it's time to redo the seal on the weed hatch again.
And then we went for a walk to...
I've already forgotten. Alsager?
Alsager. To try and get a gas-filled air horn and to do some laundry, because we decided probably better to not have my absolutely stinking clothes sat around on the boat.
Because he got wet and muddy from the walls of the lock.
Yeah, they were, and it smelled horrible. We couldn't get anything. A really nice store, really lovely owner in the car parts, but he didn't have any of the air horns, didn't have any foam because our weed hatches started leaking again. We're not that far once we get back up to Kidsgrove from Heritage Marina, and I'm pretty sure they had them in stock. So we might just go back there. Probably by foot though.
But we'll probably see you again when we're about to go through Harecastle Tunnel, hopefully with an air horn in our hands. But yeah, Stu, it really got to you, didn't it, today's cruise?
Yeah, it did, because I think I just had visions going through my head of having to call CRT and then sort of saying, well, didn't you see the notices? And just sitting there.
Why were your fenders down?
Yeah, just sitting there for hours upon hours while people went past having a laugh. And then like having articles in local news about
the silly people that got stuck in the lock.
The feckless know-nothings who have lived on their boat for 2 years but haven't learned anything and got themselves stuck in a lock by not picking up their fenders, and you always do that every time you go into a lock.
Well, we will now, maybe.
So we always remove the fenders that are hooked onto the sides, but we hadn't been removing these that are tied on. Stu says he's going to try and change these into hooky ones so they're easier to remove when we cruise.
Yeah.
Boop!
Right, so it's Wednesday, it's the day after our slightly problematic cruise, and I'm on my way back to Heritage Marina. Yay! It could have waited. We will be closer once we cruise back up to Kidsgrove, but I figured, I had a look, and to cross country it's about an hour's walk, which isn't really too bad. And I phoned ahead, and basically they have two things that we could really use. They have the new weed hatch seal, and they sell the gas horns in case anyone's planning on going through Harecastle Marina as a backup. So I'm going to go pick those up. It feels like a nice excuse to explore some walks that we haven't done. I mean, this is pretty, going through fields and little foresty sections. Comes out on Scholar Green, and then I think I'm going to walk back via the canal. This might be another reason to not come back this way. Marina stuff is done. It started to rain, which is good. I'm going to try and walk back partially via the canal. There is a little shortcut, so I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the little shortcut and try and get back to Annie and Emmie before too late, because I really do want to do the new hatch seal today. Good job it's raining, eh? Good job we've got a tarp. That tarp's come in so handy this year.
When Stu got back to the canal, he helped a single-handed boater down the locks, so he had a ride all the way back to Annie. He set up the tarp and changed the seal for the weed hatch, so Annie would be safe and dry for our next cruise, hopefully for months to come. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this video. We certainly learned a lot. We would love a boop on the like button and/or the comments, and if you enjoy our videos, please do subscribe if you haven't already. Next week we'll be heading back through Harecastle Tunnel. Hope to see you then, and have a lovely week. Bye!